It had been raining all morning and had dried up. Surveyors came out and started to walk around and kind of get an idea of the area they were going to be surveying. And first thing that happens is Larry comes out and looks at them and says, "Get off my property." And they just kind of looked at him and kept going. Then he looks at me and he says, "Get off of my property." I said, "I'm not on your property. I'm on my own property here. I'm not going anywhere." Larry looks at the lead surveyor and says, "So I want to know who's liable for the driveway." So I said, "Look, these people are working for me. I don't want you speaking to them." And he says, "I wasn't talking to you." So then he asked the lead surveyor again, "So who is legally liable for the maintenance of this driveway?" And I looked at him again. I said, "This guy is a surveyor. He's not an attorney." He says, and so Larry says, "I wasn't talking to you." I said, "I know, but I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you, these men are here doing a job for me. If you got a problem, you need to call the police, consult with an attorney, get a surveyor." He says, "Look, I talked to your attorney." I said, "Okay, who's my attorney? What's his name?" And Larry says, "Tom, David, Davis." I said, "Wrong. He wasn't even close to the name of my attorney." So he says, "Well, I got a survey. I know where my property line is." And at this time, the lead surveyor looks at him and says, "Yeah, I did that survey, and you still owe me $200 for it." So Larry starts running his mouth, and he's saying, he looks at me and he says, "I know all about you. I know everything about you. You're about as dumb as a box of rocks." So, the childish calling of names, I don't know what that was supposed to achieve, but he called me stupid, called my attorney stupid. It's obvious that Larry is going to run his mouth and he's going to try to distract everybody from the job they have to do of surveying the lines and showing legally where all the lines are. And you would think if he is not in the wrong, then he shouldn't object to this. I mean, after all, the survey should show me legally what he's entitled to, and therefore I won't encroach on that. I mean, is that agreed or what? So Larry starts calling names, and he's running his mouth, and he's making little childish insults, and so I said, "Okay, he's gonna harass us the whole time. It's no surprise. Let's call the police. Have them come out." And so police officer arrives on the scene, and I said, "Look, I'm having a survey done, just like you said I should, and you're witness to this. You can see the lines are being clearly marked. You can see it. You can see the surveyors are doing it. I'm just standing back watching." And Larry over here is starting to be disruptive, and he needs to shut his mouth and mind his own business. So you need to talk to him. Here in this clip where we pick it up, you'll see that the policeman is talking to the lead surveyor. He's going to go up and talk to Larry, and instead of Larry admitting how he's been running his mouth and just being an ass, he's just going to stand there and say, "I didn't say anything. I just asked him who was legally liable for everything." And that's all he'll admit to. So this is typical of this guy. He runs his mouth, talks a lot of trash, and then when it comes time to let his words be backed up, he just totally backs out. So here's this coward talking to the police, admitting what he's done to a degree.
Asking who's liable for the easement. Who's liable to maintain it. What's the survey and how that?
Funny how he lies to the cop.
not to come on my property. Now, that's it.
He pulled a stunt. I didn't even think about this till later. This jackass, he goes in the house and he leashes his dogs one by one, and he brings them out, and instead of walking them, what he did was he brought them right up to us. I guess he thought that I was going to be scared of these dogs. We would start running or whatever from his dogs, but his dogs don't worry me, and so I didn't even think about it. I just, at the time, I thought this is a real strange time for him to be walking his dogs. But yeah, he brought them out and on the leash right up to us, and then kept walking once that didn't work. So that was kind of humorous. So once the police have left, yeah, that's right, Larry starts opening up his mouth again. There's no surprise there. Now this next clip is going to be the main clip of the survey, and all the things that my neighbor had to say while the survey was going on. It's an unedited clip except for two places. I have muted the audio because a voice was near the camera. It was much louder, and I worked with this, and the best thing I could do was just mute that out for that one small section. So this next clip is totally unedited. Subtitles are added, and as I said, I do mute the audio twice, so there's not too much of a problem with the balance in audio.
Oh, easy. I know where it was 30 feet from that corner to that. I got easement rights. I had verbal agreement with the original owner.
This is your easement, right?
30 feet. Well, I proved it to you once when that other old block was living with you. I went to the courthouse and got you paper and documents. You
They
read it.
got the same papers. You see the surveyor's wrong.
I've got it too. I've got the original survey. He
Here's
got
your
it.
easement.
It's all in my property papers when I bought the house.
I'm sorry. You said I should start the store by recycling over here.
I don't care what you do over there.
That's good.
If you want to be that way, that's up to you. I mean, if I maintained it for 8 years, and nobody's ever said you up, me keeping it clean. Well, I don't know what you're bitching about, sport. You've never mowed it. You've never done anything. I seeded it. I planted the trees that are in it. I mow it. I weed eat it. All it does is keep your property value up.
You want any more?
I don't care.
That's good.
I'll cut the trees down and you can take me to court.
Okay.
You think I really give a shit? You can pay me for 8 years of fucking back maintenance on it, sporty.
You trespass.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I've been in jail before. I mean, you really think a fucking couple hours in jail is gonna bother me? Whatever. My whole family's fucking cops in this town. You do what you gotta do. All I ever did was maintain it. Like I said, I don't know what you're griping about.
I'm not griping about anything. I'm real satisfied with that.
So am I. I have a verbal agreement. It's binding. Check your law book. And I've got it in writing. So I don't care what you do. I mean, I'm not really worried. Like I said, I maintained it. It just keeps your property value up. What are you going to do with it? Let it go?
It's up to me.
Won't matter to me. I'll fucking pile trash there too if it's an easement. I don't give a shit. I was doing you a favor.
All right, you propose that little route, and then I'm gonna throw a nail up here where I can shoot some more points.
Not me, you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about Dixon. He owns all the rest of it.
Here's a clip of the surveyors painting the property and easement lines. The property line is going to be in blue, and the easement line will be in pink. After the survey was finished, then we put our fence up. after the survey was over with, it's about 6:30 on Monday night, surveyors had finished and left, lines are painted, fence was up. He comes out and he's making more of his empty threats, and he's saying that he had just finished calling the people that are in charge of building permits, and not only did I not have a building permit for this fence, but I was going to be fined a couple $1,000s because I didn't have this permit. I thought it was strange that people who would work in an office like that would still be in the office at 6:30 on a Monday, and plus everything else he says is just an empty threat, so I didn't worry about it. But just so you know, I've checked. I do not need any kind of permit to put this fence up. One thing we did to preserve some of the surveying work was Cody made a large staple out of some metal rod, and what we were doing was putting it in place on our property with a surveying strip, so that once the paint was gone, we'd still know where that space was. So we put a couple of these staples in place, and here's one of them.
That's a good idea.
I cut it with the Sawzall.
That's good.
Here's Larry coming out of the house after we've put one of the staples in the ground, and he's making all kinds of threats about how it's a nail in the ground, which it wasn't, how I'm going to have to pay thousands of dollars for his tires.
Hey, are you prepared to pay $1,000 for me to get a flat tire? If you put one of those in my driveway, I'll pull it up. Don't waste your time. You know where your line's at. You don't need to drive nails around.
For the record, it's not a nail.
I already called the town inspectors about that. They'll do everything that makes sense. I tell you, that thing's coming out of the ground, fellas.
So this next clip, you'll see Larry come out of his house and check to see if we've put one of these staples in the ground and once again, it's on my property. He's checking to see if we've put a staple in the ground to mark where the surveyors have marked the ground. And you would think he would be all for this. I mean, he should just want what he's entitled to, right? So anyway, here he is coming out to try to kick around in the dirt and see if there's a staple there.
It's easement, buddy. 30 feet.
It's not 30 feet, it's 12 feet.
Well, you talk to your attorney and your survey all you want. That's all I can tell you.
Right?
This next photo will show where that tree was cut and left laying. And here the tree itself that was cut down will be highlighted. In this next photo, you'll see where a very large dogwood was broken whenever this jackass cut this large hardwood down. In the next couple of photos I'm going to show you, this will show where the surveyors have painted the lines, and you'll see where the easement legally ends and how this guy had extended his driveway out of those legal bounds. So once again, the property line is in blue, easement line is in pink. This photo shows a view taken looking up the driveway, and this illustrates where the easement was laid out by the surveyors after they left. Once again, property lines in blue, easements in pink. So here's a photo of that to show what the easement is.